everybody. What a bumper weekend we've got to look forward to. Again, we've got plenty to discuss on the form, including the big one, the Group 1 New Zealand Oaks out of Trentham this weekend. And that means we've got the full team back in to discuss this feature weekend's racing. Bevan Sweeney, Aidan Rodley and Leith Innes. And this is what's coming up on the agenda. We'll start with the big one, the Group 1 New Zealand Oaks preview. Then having a look at the undercard at Trentham, including the IRT Wellington Guineas, the Cuddle Stakes and the Lightning Handicap. Our racetrackers as usual. Then we'll be taking a look at Riccarton, their feature, the South Island Thoroughbred Breeders. Our Kiwis and Oz preview, we see Checkmate step out there for Wexford, and our best bets to round out the show. As mentioned, we've got the Group 1 New Zealand Oaks to look forward to, so my opportunity to say hello to you, Bevan Sweeney. Currently a heavy 8. Can we expect any improvement throughout the week?
Hello, Pip. Hello, team. I think we can expect some improvement. However, I did talk with Jamie Phillips this morning. He's going hopefully a soft 5, improving to a soft 6, improving to a soft 5. There was still a little bit of rain driving past Thursday morning as we record this. Tomorrow is supposed to be 24 light winds and probably a decent day of drying. So I think we'll be better than a heavy 8, but not 100% convinced exactly where we're going to end up, Pip, but we do know there'll be a little bit of cut in the track. Okay, let's take a look at the market for our feature. And no surprise to see Like a Lucy, $1.50 favourite. Outside of her, you do have Mayaka Bell at $10. Island Life on that third line of betting, currently at 14s. That's how the market's playing. What about the speed, Leith? Do you see much in it early?
Yeah, certainly there does look like it's going to be a nice, genuine tempo. So it's going to be good for these 3-year-old staying fillies. Girl Talk from barrier 14, Eye Candy, you're going to have to sort of jump and go forward, and it sort of leaves Windsong, Island Life and Like a Lucy probably from barrier 1's going to get a really nice trip. Cornelio's going to be probably back off that midfield position, and this time Gill. So certainly does look like a nice genuine tempo for the first part of the race.
Okay, that's where we see them positioning. Let's take a look at the key lead-in. This is the Lowland, obviously. Quite a few runners coming out of this, Bevan, but again, Like a Lucy, she was just a class above.
Absolutely a class above. And what I did like about this is she was stirred up before the start. As soon as they jumped, she relaxed. And as we come to you, Leith, he pushes the button, she extends, and then she gets quicker all the way to the line. And physically, she seems to be just continuing to improve. I'm not sure they can turn it around on Like a Lucy on the basis of this.
No, the only way she can probably get beaten is terribly bad luck, or she misses the float to Wellington. But look, the best thing about it, like she ran her last 633.37, and look, Craig was quite easy on her the last sort of 200 metres as well. He didn't really sort of use her up too much. So if she's got natural improvement, you know, I just don't know how they're going to beat her this week.
She's just brilliant, isn't she? And she's getting better and better. Obviously, 2,400 metres, that extra distance. They've still got to run it, and as a 3-year-old filly, it's not a given. But everything she's showing says that she will. Boy, she's been just the most blessed horse at the barriers, hasn't she? She's never drawn outside 4 in 6 starts. In behind her, Mayaka Bell was okay, and I did really like the run of Dubai Gold. I thought that was a big improver into the Oaks as well. The other key lead up, just a 6-horse running of the Sunline Bars this year. But it's a key form lead up, and Island Life was good, was really rock solid. Just in behind them, obviously, Eye Candy's run really well, so too has this time Girl. In behind that, Sky Max, but there was enough in Island Life's run. The only concerning part was Mick D saying straight afterwards that his suggestion would be that they wouldn't press ahead to the Oaks. Obviously, connections have gone against that. Leith, are you with them?
Yeah, I think the barrier 4 is a big plus for Island Life. She's one of those fillies. She gets quite hot. Obviously, she's travelled to Wellington before for a miss, so there is that small question mark about the travel down there, because she is quite a fizzy sort of filly. But look, Massa from barrier 4 is going to get a nice run. I thought this time Girl out of the race was probably a little bit unlucky last start as well, and she looks like a really sort of 2,400 metre horse as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting one for me. She does get a little bit fired up before the start. She's got a decent turn. I don't think Island Life will be unduly prejudiced with this cut in the track condition. I think she'd probably really like that. I think this time Gill's a real improver into the race out of that particular performance. Look, if Like a Lucy, and they've ridden against her in the last couple of starts when she's drawn inside, if she gets stuck 3-4 back the fence, there might be a few nervous moments, Pip, but Look, if she gets clear running, she'll handle the off-track conditions. We saw that at New Plymouth at her debut as well. Very difficult to beat. I do expect Canelo to improve a little bit. It was a very firm track at Trentham, and that might be a slight concern, but the team have been up to see her this week, so we'll get more on that. But yeah, if she gets any sort of crack at them, look out.
Absolutely, especially you might want to take that $1.50 if she does. But there are other runners in the race. Let's hear from their connections, and we will start with co-trainer Stephen Ramsey. Aidan asked him how Aidan Life's work's been.
Yeah, she's going good, so happy with her. She's eating and she's bright, so fingers crossed.
On that last start win, you got to roll the dice, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Now, if she can just, relax a wee bit in the running, I think she'll be very competitive.
Yeah, it's always been a target for her, and we've always thought she's that type of filly, and yeah, I think she's raised the bar since her last start as well. So yeah, I couldn't be happier with her leading into it.
It's been really good. Can't fault her preparation. Whether she can run the 2400, I guess that's the question mark over every horse. So that'll be, I guess, the only concern. But otherwise, can't fault her.
Well, she ran in the Sunline Vase last week, Eye Candy, so she's a little round filly. She looks more like a sprinter than a stayer. But when she gets out in front and rolls along a little bit, she seems to be able to run those distances out strongly. So whether she'll run the 1.5 miles is a question, but certainly she'll be right there and look likely on the corner. If they leave her alone, she could run a nice cheeky race. Just had no luck in the running at all in the last couple of runs. She's hard to get a line on, but I think she's going to run a big race on Saturday. She's definitely going to run the 1.5 miles out. She's got a good pedigree to do so, and I'm quite keen on her. I'm not sure she can beat the favourite, but she's going to give you a run for your money.
I mean, she's very well. Like, obviously, we're very well aware of what's ahead. She's in good form. She's been good in the feed bowl. Her work was very good here yesterday. So, yeah, I think we should probably see her finish off quite nicely.
I just worry about my own horse, and I know she's very well and she's right at the right time, and she's certainly a filly that'll get the trip. She covered a bit of extra ground last time. If she gets a more economical trip, she probably would have improved 4 or 5 lengths on her last start, and that puts her right up for that other one. So, it's very easy to worry about the others, but I'm just super confident with mine, and I know I've got her in the right place.
I suppose what we're doing here is trying to find something in behind, like a Lucy. There might be a boost around on her at $1.50. I think she definitely wins this race. The one that I like at around about $5.50 to place, Alaskan. I agree with Sean Ritchie. Hasn't had a lot of luck. I think it'll run a decent sort of race on Saturday, and you can get $5.50 top 4.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to go past Like a Lucy. Obviously, this is her last race in New Zealand before she goes to the Chris Wallace camp as well. So Robbie Patterson will have a spot on this weekend. Barrier 1, if there was one small question mark, it could be if the track gets out to that heavy 8, heavy 9.
Yeah, no argument from me, boys. I'm with Like a Lucy as well. She's clearly the horse to beat on form. But boy, didn't Pam Gerard give us a push there? She said super confident with Dubai Gold. I thought it was a real danger.
Maybe one to play into your top 3s. If you want to catch all of the action in the Group 1 from Trentham, make sure you tune into Big Saturday and Trackside Premier at 4:36 p.m. Time to turn our attention to the undercard at Trentham, and we'll start with the race number 7 on the program, the IRT Wellington Guineas, and it is headed by Tardelli. Has been money already for the Stephen Marsh runner, $5.50, got as short as $3.90, pushing back out to $4.20, and then you've got Satitho there at $5.50 on that second line of betting. Currently how the market is sitting, let's take you back to one of the key lead-ins, the NZB Kiwi, where we'll take a look at Satitho here. Didn't really get a crack at them till late, Bevan, but does come up with a sticky gate.
Yeah, it is a very sticky gate, and I wondered if this performance suggested that Satitho was looking for 1,600 metres, but you've got to trust in the trainers that they've done just absolutely everything this season right up to the mark. Gate, I think, positions the horse in a very difficult position. It's got absolutely the ability to win this race. Leith, Gate, just put me off a fraction here.
Yeah, obviously the gate 18's a big negative. Look, she was very unlucky in the Kiwi slot race. We can all see there. She never got a clear run the whole way up the straight, so she should have been probably, not saying she would have won the race, but she may have run second or third. Just a big question mark for me is a soft to heavy track for Satitho. She's one of those horses that can run really excellent times, and she's not going to get that track on Saturday that's going to suit her.
It's got to be a concern, as is the wide gate, and I guess maybe the wide gate on a heavy track, and maybe that's upside, but There's a couple of those real queries around a class filly. Tub Deli's run the Consolation to the Kiwi and won it really well, coming from last. You can see there in Le Petagna's colours, so the shadow roll. It's a fair bit slower. You look at Sothido's beaten 3 lengths, so half a second, but still runs a fair bit faster than Tardelli. But this time round, Tardelli from 4 draws to get a soft run. If it's a drying track and it does sort of favour those mid to the inside, then I think Tardelli's got to be awfully hard to beat.
Yeah, he was. It was a good ride by Michael. Obviously, he got back a long way off them, and he timed his run to the perfection. And Tardelli's run down there in the Wellington Guineas before as well, so the big roomy track really suits him.
Yeah, I'm really interested in Tardelli. My factor out him is, can he muster early from that gate? I think more than likely Tardelli can. My one concern, if he misses away a fraction, is that he gets buried back on the inside, but he did come from last to win really, really nicely, and the money was on that day, so look, he's clearly got a lot of upside. This is an interesting race in the fact that it was a sit and sprint. Ballon d'Or's going to win, and there's a horse that's been at Trentham and won really nicely. He has drawn the car park, so will put speed into this race with Detrimental here, Sixy and You Mow It, Vegas Queen, maybe another one that goes forward. Wingman's come from a long way off them, and he has run on heavy track conditions before and would be very capable at Trentham if further rain does come. I don't know how much this race has got relevance to the meeting on Saturday, boys, just because how it was run, but certainly Ballon d'Or's been really good and good company at Trentham prior, and Wingman has been very much there or thereabouts. Yeah,
there's not much between them. Obviously, they've both got bad draws, one in 17 and one in 15. The best thing about them, they've both shown that they can travel, and they've got a liking for that Trentham track.
Yeah, just speaking to Peter Mackay at track work on Wednesday morning, he's saying that Ballon d'Or's a better chaser, so I know Barrier 17 now throws a spanner in the works, because if you go back, you have to probably go back a long way, and maybe that means that their hands are tied, they've got to go forward. Wingman was really good in that race, and Detrimental's going really well too, and as a horse who's a pace influence in this race, so this is a really difficult race to sort out. Lots and lots of chances, Pip.
There really is. So let's see if we can maybe get a guide from our connections once again. And we'll start this time with Andrew Scott. He's got the 3 runners in. Aidan asked him firstly about Saditho.
Yeah, really good. Sathido's come away from the Kiwi in good form and pulled up well, and just back at a sweet spot of that 1400. And your work here on Tuesday morning seems like she's going as good as she's been going all season. So her form's strong. She was pretty unlucky in the Kiwi, and so we're hoping she can gallop out well on Saturday. And then Chiha, well, he hasn't had a run since the Old Man's Zor, where he got on well over 6 furlongs out to the 14 there on Saturday, and that's his it's his test. It's probably the top of his distance range. But if he got the right sort of run, he'll be strong. And Wounda, some of her her maiden form is very strong. So we're sort of coming back to that. And we tried her out at 1800 metres in the fillies race down at Taranaki, and she wasn't quite as strong in the finish. So bringing her back in distance and fresh, she's a capable filly. So we're hoping she can get some valuable black type.
Come through it really well. Look, it was a superb win. Just settled at the back. Sectionals were great. I guess coming back to the 1400, you'd probably be happier going the other way, going up to a mile. But Wellington, big track. He galloped here on Tuesday, and I thought it was great. And he feels very good, so he's right on track. Yeah, first up, she really needed it. Second up against the older mares at Ellerslie, she was very good to the line. And I always thought there's another twist of improvement in her. She's going great. She goes into the race very well, and she's a classy filly, and will get her chance. Yeah, well, there's only a nose between her and Sexy and I Mow It at Ellerslie last start, and to be honest, she's untouchable. Drew a wide gate and had to work very hard, and just sort of came to the end of it the last little bit. If she can draw a gate, again, I think she's a major player. Yeah, she's been very good. She's been a little bit green and new. I thought her run last start was very good. Attacked the line great. Still learning, but I think a big track like Wellington will really suit her. Sort of toyed around with putting a little bit of headgear on, but decided against it. I thought the big track of Wellington might just sort that out. But going good, and nice filly, deserves a crack at some black type.
Oh, he had a good gallop yesterday, and we were pretty happy with the way he's galloped up. So no, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a tough test for him, good field, but no, he deserves the spot.
She's done very well. Like, it was a very impressive win. She's
we've always had a lot of time for her. She won well that day. She went to start before in that 350 race, $350,000 race at Te Rapa. It was a big run. She's 3 wide the whole way. Over 1,500, brought her back to 1,400. I think that's her pet distance. So all we need is a good draw, but it's a strong field. I didn't think it'd be as strong, but it is.
Yeah, look, he's a horse that I've got a big rap on. He's still a preparation away, but he'll probably hopefully get there and have this run and then go to the paddock. But look, he works like a Group 1 horse, so, and we've sort of thought a lot of him for a while. So just a horse in the making, but this will be a stepping stone for him.
This race sort of indicates the quality of fields there at Trentham on Saturday, maybe the best of the season. I'm going a little bit outside the square. The jury was out for me on Archaic Smile before the last 80 foot at New Plymouth, where it was held up and showed a really good strong turn of foot. I'm going basically on the speed map because I think there's a host of chances here. I think Archaic Smile can get a beautiful run from gate number 2, and if there's some decent sort of tempo in it, I think it's got the turn of foot to win. But it has been a little bit hit and miss. I don't think cutting the track will affect Archaic Smile, so with a little bit of value.
Yeah, I've gone for a bit of value as well, Sweens. Vegas Queen, look, her last run at Ellerslie was massive. She got back in a pretty slowly run race and she stormed home late, so look, obviously she's got a big float trip from Ruakaka to Trentham, but just at 15 and $4.80, I can just see by race 7, she could be hitting the line, middle of the track, probably the place she's going to be.
I'm going to go more conventional. I've gone to I thought it was Tardelli and Sathito. In the end, I've gone with Tardelli, just with the superior draw, just off the back of a really impressive win. So, geez, you always sort of surprised me a little bit. Maybe some decent odds on offer in this race instead.
Yeah, we might just maybe pop a trifecta together. Either way, the guys are all split in the Wellington Guineas. Let's now have a look at the Cuddle Stakes, so race number 6 on the programme, the Wentwood Grange Cuddle Stakes at Group 3 level. Over the mile, My Lips Are Sealed, favourite at $4.80. Pearl of Alsace at $6. Calico at 8, along with the Al Jumala and Risque Ruler. That's how the market is currently sitting. Let's take you back to Calico. Last time in full for Cindy here in the Thoroughbred Breeders' Stakes. Sweens, what did you make of Calico?
Look, this horse has the ability and historically really does cope with off-track conditions. I'm not actually saying they're going to be off at Trentham on Saturday, but there will be a bit of cut in the track. I think I didn't find much between Calico, My Lips Are Sealed, Pearl of Alsace, Al Jumala in this particular race. But the horse is going nicely enough. I think it might even be better the other way round. I think historically you'll find that. Not being far off Provence in a race like this, Lee suggests this horse is in it right up to its neck.
Yeah, and certainly with the set weight and penalties, she gets in with a 56, minimum of 55. So, look, like you said, she's raced well at Trentham in the past and on that sort of off track. So she's definitely a top 3 chance.
Yeah, I'm in best form. Definitely a contender in the race, Calico. 4 for Cindy was a little bit disappointing, but again, Pam Cherrod giving us a nice enough push for this one as well. Take you to New Plymouth, where we've seen some very good form out of this race and 3 live chances. Al Jumala, Electron's run home really nicely for second, and the stablemate to the winner, Catherine, hits the line nicely as well. Al Jumala scores by 3/4 of a length, stays at 55 kilograms here. Catherine's does drop half a kilogram into this, and Electron does go up a kilogram. So, yep, Robbie Patterson in a big race. You've always got to respect him, boys.
Yeah, look, he's got a nice hand in the race. Catherine's is another one if it gets to that sort of soft to heavy. She's a proven performer on those sort of tracks. Yeah, look, it's a very even race and like compressed sort of handicap between 56 and 55. It's a very even field.
Yeah, I've been crying Al Jumala this preparation, probably post the really unlucky 6th at Trentham and then the spell. Should have won at Trentham that day. Very, very good mare this, and she's been set for the race, fresh up on a good 4, I thought, of excellent run. She second rated that field really last time, and she's going the right way, and I'd expect her to be very, very competitive, Pip, Al Jumala.
Yeah, currently sitting there at $8, but second favourite is Pearl of Alsace at $6. Aidan did catch up with Sean Ritchie and just asked him how she's trained on lately.
We give her a trial at Cambridge to keep her up to the mark, and she works on her own. She's a pretty keen sort of a track worker. So we just let her off with a quiet workout this morning, but she had a very strong hit out on the plough on Saturday, and that'll have a cherry ripe, I think. She's a sort of filly we like to not bustle out of the gate, so I'm sure she'll be powering home.
Oh, look, you don't really know, and lucky I own her myself, so there's not really any expectations. But look, I think she deserves a shot. She's going to get a good swing in the weights, and she's just really honest. So I think she's going to be there or thereabouts, hopefully.
Yeah, look, she's coming out really nicely. She did this time last year as well. She's a real autumn mare and comes into form at this time of the year. Obviously unlucky not to win the Travis Stakes at Group 2 level last season, although she's only a rating 75 mare. So, but she's coming up well. She'll be peaking third up on Saturday. Obviously a good run behind Leroy Bowen at Matamata. And no, it looks like a nice race for her.
Super, she's come through that trip down there well. She's had 2 runs at the mile at Trentham for 2 wins. So quite suitable in that aspect. Just obviously the first few probably better proven horses are going to be pretty hard to beat, but you could throw a blanket over the rest, so no reason not to roll the dice.
Ever since she sort of won that Far Lap trophy back in January, we sort of earmarked this race. We thought it, suited her perfectly. She loves Trentham. Actually, fortunately, it looks like they're going to get a bit of rain, which will really suit her. And like you said, the run at Matamata was fantastic. Obviously, Legato form's very good form. From a tricky barrier that day, she got a long way off them and rattled home late. So we think she's in good form. She's had quite a big season, but she's showing no signs of ill effects here at home. Work was really good here yesterday morning. It looks a nice race for her.
Yeah, look, just forget the last run. We probably got a little bit wrong. We'll be riding her back a little bit, and look, she's a mare that's had good form in Australia, just needs a wet track.
Gee, I didn't have a lot across 5, 6 of these particular runners. In the end, I did stick with Al Jumala, being by Z out of an Al Akbar mare. The track shouldn't be of any concern. Good gate to propels you up just in behind them. Should have beat a Meritary Molly back at Trentham back in November on a heavy 10. So there's a bit of quality here. And being with it from the off, so I'll stick with Al Jumala.
Yeah, I'm going to have 2 bets. If it gets out to that sort of heavy 8 sort of track, I'll be on Kelly Coe. But if it sort of gets back to that soft 5, Risque Ruler, she's a really promising horse. Look, she can run a really fast sectional, but it's just going to be tempo related. But if that track keeps improving, Risque Ruler can win.
That's one thing about this race, isn't it, Lee? There's just no clear leader in the race. I actually mapped Catherine's as the leader, but then who goes forward? We heard from Pam Gerard they're going to go back with 4 from Cindy. So, it's going to be an interesting race how it plays out. I just thought that from the Taranaki Cup, Pearl of Alsace was just so unlucky. Got caught in behind a runner who was going nowhere and shuffled back to near last. So I thought that was the horse to beat with My Lips Are Sealed, the clear danger.
Okay, that's a look at the Cuddle Stakes and what the guys are liking. We'll now move to race number 9, the last race on the program, the Bull Tito Book Repair Specialist Lightning Handicap listed level over the 1,200 metres. Open affair, we see Mystic Park come back to the races at $5. Your favourite from Platinum Attack at $6.50. Express Yourself, the only other runner in single figures, currently at $7.50. Again, let's go back to a key lead in here, Platinum Attack. He's been in 2 Group 1s in his last 2 starts, Bevan, and he didn't really get all favours here late in the piece.
No, he is a very serious sprinter. I think even to his next season, you'll see even better from this particular horse. The key about him is he loves it here at Trentham. He is 3 from 4. Cutting the track won't really worry him, albeit I think he does like the firmer track conditions. Gate, I don't know. Matt Cartwright rides left. What do you make of the gate? He doesn't quite muster early.
Yeah, look, I think the best thing about him, he gets in with 53 kilos, and Matt's had a ride on him before. He rode him in the railway where, look, he was finishing so well, having his first start right-handed. So, like you said, he loves the track down there at Trentham. The dog leg suits him. He has won twice before on a soft track, so I think he's going to be awfully hard to beat this week.
His whole preparation has been terrific. I've sort of been wanting to sort of take a stand against him, but every time he's run really well. I really like the horse. Dropped 6 kilograms out of Weight for Age Company into a handicap, so he's beautifully suited and gets a soft run from barrier 1. A key runner up against him though is Express Yourself, who was so close in the Telegraph last year. Ryan Hurdle comes over to ride for Mum Nikki, and a horse who does perform well fresh, has had a couple of conditioning trials leading into this. So the most recent of these is this one, when beating home, well actually I think actually beats home Bradman. Bradman had an exhibition gallop at Waverley on Wednesday and looked good too. So, yeah, pretty encouraging stuff from Express Yourself. Just a wide gate, a little concern.
Yeah, obviously it'd be great for the Hurdle family as well. Ryan's coming over to ride for his mother. They've really set her for this race as well. So, look, she's raced well at Trentham before. She likes the track there as well. So, look, I know Nikki Head will have a spot on for this Saturday.
I think this horse has a massive chance. I've been watching this horse behind the scenes, having track gallops, etc. A couple of trials. I thought that was a really good trial, just settling in behind them. I think that this horse, on its exposed form, running third in the Telegraph, that form would win this race. I think it'll handle the off-track conditions. Pip, pretty excited about seeing Express Yourself back at the races.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, as Aidan already mentioned too, Ryan Hurdle doing the riding. One we haven't mentioned yet is from Stephen Marsh's barn, Glamour Tycoon. Aidan just asked what he expects this weekend.
Going great. I was expecting quite a smallish sort of a field, but again, another very big field. But she's going great. Work's been good. She looks super. She's racing in terrific form, and I'm sure she'll get in on the minimum. I'm sure she'll race very well again.
I haven't had to do a lot. He's sort of pretty fit horse now, and he's going really well. As I say, the track down at Trentham, it can sometimes be a high pressure 1200 and be closer to a 1400, which is perhaps what he's looking for at the moment anyway. So hopefully he can just draw a nice enough gate and get a soft run, and he'll certainly be doing his best work late.
Yeah, good. She's a tough little thing. She's a good racehorse. She eats well. She's gritty. She's sound, and she just always runs really well.
Look, in a fresh state, she's capable filly. She's been Group 2 placed before in the past, so that sort of race is hopefully within her range. She's got a lighter weight, and her work here yesterday morning, she looked like she's flying, and she's really sound. And the little bit of giving the ground down there is going to aid her a wee bit too. And capable mare, and should be right in the finish.
Yeah, both really well. Can't fault them. Bit of a last throw at the stumps potentially for both of them. Patricia's been a bit disappointing this time around. Went down south for a shot at black type, blew the start and sneaked in for fourth there, and then went down to Wingatoe just for an open handicap where she sort of overdid it and never really rounded it off. So last throw at the stumps at another chance at black type for her. Hunter's really pleased with her. She worked super there yesterday morning. We'll travel up to Dad's and then obviously on to Trentham. So we'll sneak in with a nice lightweight and hopefully with the right run, we can see a turn in her form.
Okay, and Puketero, there's ability there too?
Oh, for sure. She's sort of been a little bit in and out, can, obviously win very well and then sort of throw in a bit of a rough one. Blinkers go back on. I thought her trial at Taupo there with the blinkers on was really sharp. Kept her, spaced her runs quite nicely. She seems to perform best that way, and a shot at black type for her as well. We'll sneak in with a nice lightweight. Grillsy's on and knows her very well. So fingers crossed we can get some black type there for Mr. Grace and Susanna, and she's potentially off to the broodmare paddock following that, so it would be a nice way to sign off.
Yeah, she's been down south with Richie, so she's coming up from Riccarton. He's really pleased with her. She's going to be pushing it to make the field, but look, the owners wanted to have a go, and as you know, she's a very fast filly. She's had a bit of bad luck just lately. Things haven't quite gone her way, but we know that when she's right and she's on a game, she's not far away from the better ones.
Yeah, look, he's going well. He's come off a couple of good wins, and all his sectionals this preparation suggests that he's going to be a top liner, and he deserves his place in the race. He's still got to get a run. He's stood down at the bottom, but if he does, he'll be, he's a live chance.
How do you work this race out? It's a wonderful race to have at the end of the meeting on Saturday. Look around Mr. Park, who's got 58. That's a bit tough. Glamour Tycoon. You've got Pit Matic. I like Fancy Like Lass, but I am going to go with Express Yourself. I think this horse has been set for the race. His preparation last time in was fantastic. Back from Australia, 2 trials. There's been other track gallops, so it'll be absolutely up to the mark. I'm not against it on the track conditions, so just tipping a little bit of value, but it is a very good race. Express Yourself.
Yeah, it's certainly a great addition of the Lightning this year, and being the last race, it gives a bit of interest as well. Look, I'm going Platinum Attack. He loves the track down there. He's won 3 times from 4 starts. If it sort of rains on the day and it gets out to that heavy sort of track, just have a little look at Lux Libertas. She's going pretty well at the moment as well.
Geez, we're not bringing too much on this undercard. I'm going with the Southerner. I'm going with Mystic Park. I thought the Stewards win was absolutely high class. It was the 7th win in 12 starts from one who's really fast, obviously handles a dog leg A-OK. I was more than happy to be putting my money with Mystic Park.
He's a really nice horse, and whatever you like, make sure you tune in. That race gets underway at 5:12. As we jump back now, though, to race number 5 on the program, and we have a look here, of course, the Frat Club New Zealand St Ledger over the 2,500 metres, where Wolfgang heads the betting at 4.40, narrowly, though, from Titicaca at 4.50. Then you've got Trav at $5. Has been movement in the market already for him, and Crouch sitting there at $7. Let's go back to Trav, and the Auckland Cup, of course, comes down the extreme outside here to upset them, Bevan.
Yeah, fairy tale story, and backed up a Wellington Cup performance where Trav probably should have got very close to winning the race. He's trained by a man who's done it all before, Raymond Connors. He can't miss away over the 2,500 metres, I wouldn't think, and win, but look, off-track conditions wouldn't be massively against him, albeit I think he probably likes a little bit better ground than heavy ground now, but this is some performance, really, Leith, and he was backing up a good Wellington Cup run.
Yeah, obviously we all saw what happened in the Wellington Cup where he just about done a U-turn at the start, and then they took off at the sort of 1,400 metre mark as well. So, look, the race sort of lacks a little bit of tempo. It's probably a little bit against him, but with the 57 kilos, Musser's only had the one ride on him for a win, so he gets on from really well as well.
Super win at Ellerslie, no doubt. And like you say, Leith, there were excuses out of that Trentham run, the Wellington Cup. But he goes up 4 kilograms out of that Wellington Cup, where Wolfgang comes in 3 kilograms better after beating him home. So, yeah, there's that about it. Anyhow, other form lead-ups here. Let's have a look at Titicaca and Crouch. Of course, Crouch did run second in that Wellington Cup and comes in a couple of kilograms better than Trav as well. But Titicaca's won 4 of 11. Really good second placing last time out, then behind Sword and Stone. I think that will be a run that he takes great benefit out of. I don't think he'd run for, 6 weeks leading into that. So he does look an improver, and he's got the class about him, Lee.
Yeah, certainly he loves that big roomy track at Wellington as well. And, you know, going into a St Ledger, this is just a perfect race for him as well. Look, he didn't get knocked around too much. So, look, Adrian Ball, Kelly Myers, they've got a good combination as well.
He's a really exciting star, this horse. He's done enough this season, but I think into next season is where you'll see this horse really, really perform staying wise. He's enormous, this horse. By Tarzana, they've taken their time with him. He might look off the bridle for a period during the run, but he always picks up and gets to the line really, really strongly. Really excited to see him, and I think he's one of our better stars emerging into next season.
He certainly looks that way. What about Wolfgang, though? Let's hear from his trainer, Peter Mackay. And again, Aidan just asked him how he's travelling into this.
Yeah, very good. He's very happy. A little bit disappointing last run, but Sean had sort of didn't really want me to go to Auckland. With it being right-handed, he hasn't really been putting in that way round. He's won a race there and he's run a good placing, but he just doesn't put in those same sort of last few sectionals, you know. Fastest he's ever run home there is about 35s, yet he can peel off 33 and a halves at Matamata and Wellington. So he's back to a course he enjoys and up to a distance he likes.
Yeah, look, she's travelled back well. She had a bit of a spin round between races here at Matamata a week ago. Work was really good, worked nicely here on Tuesday. Obviously, Melbourne was disappointing. Whether, you know, she just didn't measure up over there or that she sort of run into two quite firm tracks. We're not really sure. So she brought that sort of, you know, Riccarton spring form, you know, Metropolitan and New Zealand Cup form. You know, should be right in it. She seems bright and well here, so can't fault her. Yeah, so fingers crossed Saturday.
Another good addition of this when you've got Trav and Wolfgang, Auckland and Wellington Cup winners. You've got Crouch, who's been close up. Titicaca, I think, is emerging as a really strong stayer and gets him with the 55. So I am going to go with Titicaca just on what I've seen around this horse. I thought it was a perfect preparation for the 2,500 metres on Saturday last start. So with Adrian and his team.
Yeah, I'm going to go over the top weight, Trav. Look, I think the 57 kilos suits him. Obviously, it's a very even field, like you said, Bevan. You know, Wolfgang's travelled well before down to Wellington. So, look, it's a good addition of the race this year as well.
Yeah, I agree with you, boys. There's real depth to this race for sure, and don't forget, Sweeney got the New Zealand Cup winner in there as well with Mezzabine, and you know there's a whole heap of horses here with big chances. I'm going to go with Wolfgang. Really forgiving of the New Zealand Stakes last time out. It just wasn't run to suit at weight for age over 2,000 metres. Now he gets back to where he won the Wellington Cup so well, but you know don't write off even a horse like Prince Albie down at 52 kilograms. This is a really nice running of the St Ledger.
What I'm hearing is that it's a really good betting meeting right throughout the program. So that does conclude our look at Trentham. Catch all the action and the build-up from 11:30 a.m. on your big Saturday and 2:30 p.m. on Trackside Premier. Time for our race trackers. Leith, as usual, we start with you. Who have you found?
Yeah, I'm going to take you to a Stephen Marsh train runner, Super Photon. Look, he trialled up at Ellerslie and he was one of those horses that showed so much promise last season. And look, after his last race, he had the ultimate gear change. He got gelded. So he's come back bigger and stronger. There's going to be racing next Saturday at Wellington in a 3-year-old 1200 or maybe a rating 75-12. So look, he's flying at the moment. Super Photon.
Couldn't really find anything, so I just went to Waverley yesterday, and the horse in second here is Overdraft. Settled in 5th spot. The horse who's running away from them is the leader, sat outside the leader and just dominated them, but Overdraft had run second in the previous 2 runs. Second here is just knocking on the door. I think next time will be a winner.
Pip, I'm going back to our day at Wingatui because this horse is still tormenting me. Royal Valor. Watch it come out wide. It ran into every brick wall possible and Quintabelle's down on the inside. This horse has run the quickest sectionals home. You watch it past the line. It's staring the winner in the eye. If it gets into a racetrack like Riccarton, gets a crack at them, I reckon you can price Royal Valor.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker. I'm taking you back to Pukekohe last Friday. Daring Dame, this filly for Lance Noble, Warren Kennedy rides. She sat 3 wide right throughout. She got badly held up at the 300-metre mark. She still had the best 200 sectionals home, the last 200, and I think next up she should go very close to winning. So Daring Dame for me, for Warren Kennedy and Lance Noble. Here's our race trackers. Leith with the Super Photon, Overdraft for Aidan, Royal Valor for Bevan, and I'm with Daring Dame. Note them down and make sure you pop them in your race trackers. Our second domestic meeting on Saturday, of course, is at Riccarton. We look forward to the South Island Thoroughbred Breeders. Are we getting nice weather down there, Aidan?
Yeah, really nice weather. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, beautiful conditions. Unfortunately, the damage has already been done. Heavy 10 track, so it's going to be a big ask for it to come back to even to heavy 8. So, yeah, we've got some really nice days leading in. The rail's out 8 metres, but not a bad meeting. And, of course, we do have a really nice feature for the fillies and mares.
We certainly do. It is race number 8 on the program, the Group 3, worth $100,000, where Third Decree is your favourite at $6 in an open market. Dazzling Miss at $6.50 is back, also at that quote, along with Quintabelle, who comes up with a much kinder draw this time out. Let's go back to Third Decree firstly. Sticky Gate to contend with Aidan, but does bring solid form into this, including this last start second.
Yeah, absolutely. A horse whose strike rate is very good as well, prepared by your Michael and Matthew Pittman. And I thought that last start second at Ashburton had real merit. Beats home Dazzling Miss, who is a race rival here. You see the horse out wider in the gold colours, going really nicely, and does know how to win, is a key contender in the race.
Yeah, certainly Kylie Williams got a great record on the horse as well. Had 12 rides for 5 wins and 4 placings, so she gets on really well if her. Just the barrier's a little bit tricky. Barrier, the outside gate, barrier 15. By that time of the day, they might be winning in the middle of the track, so it might be a blessing.
Yeah, I agree. I think the gate's a little bit awkward, but I think the horse has a lot of upside. And just going through these fields this morning, gee, there's some betting events there on Saturday. Turned up in numbers, and it's not an easy meeting to really come up with the right one. This is a race which I think will stack up quite nicely with Lofty's Gift, who is just tough horse. And look, if it can roll along forward here, Leith, it's going to be tough to sort of hold back. Family Ties is good late into 4th position as well, but I was impressed with this horse when I was down at Wingatui.
Yeah, really well. Obviously in a good patch of form, and like you said, if you can get sort of nice, easy sectionals in front, Sam Wynn sticks on as well. I thought Family Ties running the race was pretty good. Obviously got back a long way and made good ground late.
Don't often see it, do we? Especially on a 2-week split. Horses dropping back from 2,400 metres to 1,600 metres. So it's a little bit unconventional, but both horses racing really well. And just speaking with a couple of trainers, mares are quite capable of doing that. A really even race. There's plenty of chances like the Airsbacks and Adeneas and company. But in the end, I've just settled with Third Decree. Thought the horse ran really well last time out and should be improved by that. Just sticking solid. Leith, for you?
Yeah, I'm going to go Family Ties. Good track form, soft, heavy, good barrier. Barrier 2, Courtney Barnes on this week as well.
I'm with Quintabel. I thought really unlucky down at Wingatui. On the first, gets a much better draw on Saturday. Had put 2 together nicely. I was amazed at the price. You can get a boost at $8. It's $6.50 out to $7 in a furlong. Good gate, 55 kilos. I think it's a massive player, Quintabel.
Yeah, certainly some value in that race, and if you want to tune in or have a play, it gets underway 3:35 trackside 1 on Saturday. We have another Kiwi trying to take the Australian spoils this weekend. It is Checkmate in the Rosehill Guineas. As we take a look at the market, race number 6 on the program. Broadsiding heads the betting at $2.30 from Gold Rush Guru at $4.80, and then you've got Swift Falcon at $5.50. You can see Checkmate sitting there currently at the double figure odds at $14. Let's go back to the third in the NZB Kiwi. Aidan, we'll start with you. What did you make of the run?
Really good. Just a horse who's going from strength to strength. Geez, some sort of day in Sydney, isn't it? When you look at what Galaxy Golden Slipper, George Ryder Stakes, Rosehill Guineas as well. So it is a step up in distance for Checkmate. But this was the query always about the NZB Kiwi. It was a horse who was looking like, in most years, would have gone Avondale Guineas into the Derby. So this is the target race. They're not going on to the Derby. I thought the run had plenty of merit, and geez, I think a bona fide contender here, Leith.
Yeah, I certainly think he's a great winning chance. Look, he's barrier 3, Blake Shin on as well. They've set him for this race a little bit as well. He's, like you said, he's only going there for the one target race. He's not going to back up in the Derby. So I think the 2,000 metres, especially at Rosehill, is really going to suit him.
I think he's a massive over, isn't he? If Evaporate was in this race, who finished right next to there in the NZB Kiwi, where would he be placed in this particular market? I think he'd be shorter than 14, and I think this horse has the right sort of profile to improve to 2,000 metres. I think there's been a long-term plan here. He ran in the NZB Kiwi with an expectation he'd run well. He did. He could have possibly won with a little bit more luck on his side, but I think he's got the right profile, Pip. I think he's crazy money at 14. His top 3 money at 3.30, outstanding. Yeah,
get involved with that. Let's maybe get another guide from one of the co-trainers, Andrew Scott, and Aidan just asked him how Checkmate has done since the NZB Kiwi.
Yeah, Ashley Hanley's over there with him, and he's had a good week. He's settled in, and he's just been trotting and cantering. We've done a bit of work on Monday before he left, and you know, he's another that came through the Kiwi well. And you know, we just thought we'd step him out to the 2,000 metres. He's coped with the Kiwi, and he had a good week there. So yeah, look, it's certainly, and we're under no illusion that it's going to be a pretty tough ask for him, and it's probably another step up in class. But he's a fit horse. We think he'll stay well. And no, he's had a good week over there. So hopefully he steps up for us.
Who have you got to ride this weekend?
Blake Shin rides. He's got a good affinity with the team, so hopefully he can get off and give us some good feedback.
Oh, I'm just too parochial. Broadsiding's a really good colt who got down to last to start. I think the Hawks boys and Swift Falcon will go very, very close, but $14. Got to have $1 each way on the Kiwi Checkmate from a decent gate. Blake Shin up, and the stable was sort of taking all before them, team.
Yeah, I'm with you as well, Bevan. I certainly wouldn't be surprised if Broadsiding comes out and wins the race, but like Checkmate at $14 and that $3.30, you know, the race has been good for the New Zealanders in the past. Jimmy Shue won it 2011, Dundee 2013, and Ginger Nuts won the race. So, look, I think he's at overs at 14s.
I'd love to see him run well, wouldn't we? And at a great price. It's definitely attractive. I went to Broadsiding as my selection in the race. The Hobart will win resuming was very good. Luckless in behind linebacker last time out, and now has a tricky draw to overcome, but he's a horse who's placed in a Cox Plate at this distance back in the spring. So he's the class act in the race for mine, and with James McDonald on board, I think he'll be the hardest to beat.
And he's certainly favourite for that reason, but go Checkmate, and if you want to watch the Kiwi or someone else win the race, we'll get involved. Catch trackside 1 at 5:26 this Saturday. Time for best bets. Leith, the winners. Who have you found for us this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to take you to Sunday, Pip. Look, race 6, Romilly. She only just went down a short margin to Tardilly at Ellerslie on the Kiwi Day. She's going to find this class in a rating 65 over 14, a lot easier, barrier 5. Wait for the money to the tote to open and just keep putting it on.
I like that, Leith. I'm going to go to Caragello in the first at Trentham. Just really like what we saw from this horse last time out. I know it's only won once in 11 starts, but boy, it came from a long, long way back against the race pattern last time out. I just thought it was a big chance. Caragello, race 1, Trentham.
I'm going to take you to Trentham for the Premier Day, and I'm a star for Sean Phelan. Beaten last time with a fair bit of money on, but I think there is a little bit of star quality around this mare. I think she's going to develop into a very, very good staying type of horse. She's at the 1400 metres again. Don't think a bit of counting the track will hurt. I'm a star for me, race 2, Trentham.
And I'm going to take you to Midnight Edition at Pukekohe on Friday. Race number 3 comes out of the Hanoi Farm King's Plate, where he took on the likes of Alabama Lass last start. You go back previously, won at Pukekohe in a really nice time. I think with the better weather the next couple of days, that track hopefully comes back a wee bit, and he should be taking out the 3rd with Sam Spratt aboard. Here's a summary. I start us off with Midnight Edition. Clausen Sparky for Rosso, also at Whanganui on Friday. Korea Hombre for the Whale at Alex Park on Friday. And you've got Caragello for Aiden, I'm a Star for Bevan, and Leiths with Romilly. And that does complete the form for another week. Good luck to everyone involved this weekend. Hopefully we've found you plenty of winners. Thanks to the team as always, Leith, Bevan and Aiden. We'll catch you back next week.